qualifying in 5th place at the moment, Rebecca Holder. Courageous Comet. 3rd member of the USA. No, of course she's an individual, I beg your pardon. She's an individual, but still a very important round, because she could go inside the time and she would go into the lead. William Fox-Pitt, just a reminder, you still holding on to his lead. They've come and they've gone, some of these riders, with a better dressage score, but his round, if you saw it, was poetry in motion. The horse looked like he was going around a pony club track. But this is a good, bold jumping horse. Lovely horse, this. Courageous Comet. 14-year-old thoroughbred gelding. And an experienced combination. They've been together a long time.
Everybody's been great today.
I'd expect them to go well here. Of course, in the team, Karen O'Connor have put United States right back in the mix with a great clear round on Mandibar. He really did go well. What is interesting this afternoon is how easily they've got the time. We all thought that the time would be difficult to get. Mike Etherington Smith talked about it, maybe getting 6 round inside. Well, there's going to be an awful lot more than that. And I think you have to put that down to these wonderful ground conditions. These horses are bouncing off this turf, which has been so carefully managed and watered and manicured to get it in the peak of condition for today. It's a tremendous effort by all the staff at this wonderful equestrian centre here at the Kentucky Horse Park. This horse definitely knows his job, doesn't he? That, of course, is where Tina Cook came unstuck, and she probably, to be fair on her, just probably overrode him into the water as he had the fall at Badminton early in the year, and then the horse just shot forward. But that horse knew exactly where he was going. And being a thoroughbred, of course, can really cover the ground down this hill.
Leaves a leg on the first of the 2 horseback shelters.
And wouldn't it be good for the competition if she could get into the lead, have a home rider right up there vying for individual medals tomorrow in the show jumping. Now this is the fence that has caused the most trouble today, the Walnut Hall corner, what they used to call a coffin, and this old horse, he didn't even look at it. That was as good as any, beautifully through there. Courageous Comet going well. He got a great cheer from the home crowd. That's a lovely shot, isn't it, as they gallop up the hill, the crowd and the shimmer of the heat, but it's perfect conditions here. There's a nice cool breeze, the temperature's around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just gorgeous weather, and a great crowd has just turned out. And this corner is the second part of 8. When you look at it on the ground, is enormous, but these horses have all seemed to now probably put the kiss of death on her. There we are, popped in that, no problem at all.
And then cleanly over the wall corner.
So long gallop now down the park onto 10, and this little slow mare there of 7C, she really went through there as smoothly as anybody. A bit of slow-mo. Right, round to 10. Fallen Dueling Tree. I'm not quite sure why it's a Fallen Dueling Tree. It was two hay racks, which have jumped really nicely today. You would expect these top riders to make nothing of these 2 on the right-hand bend, and yet again beautifully jumped by Courageous Comet, and definitely bringing this horse on to replace Air Jordan. So Rebecca now at 11 and 12, and this again has ridden really well today, and this is where poor I Know Nothing and Paul Tatler first started to have a problem when the horse went lame behind. Look how well that horse jumped that. That was magnificent, the way he stretched out over those corners. Galloping on up this hill now. So clever the way they've laid out this course. You go all the way out and then you come all the way back, so the crowds get a chance to see the horses plenty of times. You get in a good vantage point, you can see lots of fences.
So Clark Johnson, Orient Express, provisional score for them, 20
and this quarry, of course, not using the steps for this competition, which you'll see in your picture in a minute, just below the picture there, the steps which made famous by Oliver Townend's really hairy fall there earlier this year at the Rolex 3-day event. And this has ridden really well today. They've made nothing of it. and then galloping down the hill, and she's great on the clock. She's in front of her time markers, no question. Little let-up fence here at 4. She gallops up the hill to fence 20. The Abraham Lincoln birthplace. This is a real wide corner, but actually not that big. Oh, he had a little look at it, didn't he? Just for a minute, was a bit hesitant. So this is a galloping part now. You just got to make up your time here a bit. Remember seeing Tina Cook go earlier. She was firing along here because she'd had that problem in the lake. She'd hoped she wasn't going to get 20, but unfortunately the ground jury gave her 20 penalties for crossing her tracks. But she was really flying. This horse is now covering the ground. Look how he gallops. But she's got to be careful because she has slipped a little bit on the clock. He was a bit slow at the water, at the Rolex Lake complex, rather.
Becky Holder, courageous Comet, well over the
As we
lane.
come back to Frank Ostolt at the quarry, fence 13, Fort Boonesborough. Now you want to watch the clock here. If we do get a clock, I hope we will do, because this is interesting. She needs to be at the next fence at about 9:50. Come on, Mr. Producer, give us a clock. This has had its troubles today. It's caught a few of them out. Got to get your line right. Mr. Pooh and Nicholas Lindback just came to a grinding halt there, and Tim Litz had a nasty fall. Here we go. She's got to put the pendle down. She needs to be at the next fence in 10:14. This is going to be tight. Now, hold on to your seats, because Becky is about 10 seconds down on the clock. It does surprise me, because she was covering the ground so well. She should have been here in 10:14, and she's here in 10:25. So she's really got a motor. She'll have to go the straight way at 26. The scallop brush, she will definitely have to take on the more difficult route there if she wants to get inside the time, no doubt about it. And just remember what happened to other horses that really pushed too hard at the end earlier in the day. Yes, she's going to go the straight route. Angling now. I'm sure he'll be fine. Go on. Go on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I haven't seen a horse put 4 in there today. Now, I think she's going to have a time fault or two. The question is how many, bearing in mind William Fox Pitt's score. William on 42. She is going to have time faults. This is going to be nail-bitingly tight. Over the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 times 4, 3.2 tonight. She is behind William Foxpitt. Just behind. Gone into second, I think, but we'll have it verified in a minute. Yep, John confirms, who's just come back from a quick break.